Welcome to Make48. In this competition, 8 high school teams are selected to come together, receive a challenge, and create a prototype that wows our judges. They have access to a makerspace and tool techs who help them bring their designs into reality. The teams are coming from all over Wisconsin and gathering at the Milwaukee School of Engineering. Let's go meet the teams.
My name is Amy Gray. I am with Make48, and I will be your host all weekend long. I welcome you to MSOE. Let's please welcome up the president of MSOE, Dr. John Waltz.
Welcome to MSOE to all of you and to the fabulous We Energy STEM Center. We were founded in 1903 to train electrical engineers for the growing industry around the city of Milwaukee. But one thing that has not changed, we still use a very hands-on approach to learning.
The STEM Center is an outreach facility on campus. We do year-round programs. We offer free space to STEM programs that have a great idea and a great program they'd like to run, but just need a little space to make it happen.
I would like to also welcome our mentors.
I've been at MSOE for about 25 years, so I've interacted with students in most of campus in many different roles.
I think the most important thing is that we have young people, we have students who are really starting to embrace this idea of the entrepreneurial mindset. And that's not that everybody needs to be an entrepreneur, but the idea that they're looking to incorporate ideas and innovation into their work and into their life.
I kind of bring two different perspectives. As an MSOE alumni, I can answer any questions that the students have about campus, about what it's like to be a student, and hopefully help them craft whatever that perfect prototype is going to be specific to this problem.
So let's introduce the tool techs. They are the unsung heroes of the Make48 competition.
My name is Adam Kittrell. I am the wood and metal shop foreman at the Arkansas Regional Innovation Hub in North Little Rock, Arkansas. For Make48, I'm one of the lead tool techs with Tyler. We build all the stuff that the teams invent.
I'm an engineer by degree. I've worked many years in the space industry, manufacturing, and ultimately now I'm a full-time maker. My roots are simple. I've been hands-on my whole life, and I've always had the approach to solve problems with already existing things.
Are you guys ready? It's the moment of truth. Our product category for this year's challenge at MSOE is Scalable Sustainability. Your challenge is to pinpoint a sustainability issue on campus and create an original solution that addresses this problem.
So in the last 70 years, we've been through something called the Great Acceleration, and where populations have gone from under 2 billion people to right up to over 8 billion people on the planet right now, which means we're using up our resources at a huge pace. So I really thought it was important that as an organisation we'd be thinking more about how we remain sustainable, how we can do things differently within our own little part of Wisconsin.
Let's get this clock started.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Sustainability definitely is something I take into consideration a lot.
With our school green team, we're a group of students who are focused on making our school environment more greener.
In my home, I've tried to move to more sustainable things. We've gone to reusable napkins that we wash.
I'm personally quite an advocate for sustainability. I do talk about that with my friends as well.
We're brainstorming, so just any 3 ideas that are products that you don't think have been done by other people yet. So whether they're bad or good.
This topic is a tough topic for high school kids and even myself to wrap your head around.
What we're thinking of doing is 2 parts to this. Our first part is an app where you can take pictures of wildlife or plants and you get certain points towards it and you can get certain rewards from it, like discounts or keychains and stuff like that.
Why do I need a picture of wildlife? Or what does that do for me as a user, as somebody in the community?
When we were talking with some of the mentors and tool techs, they kind of asked those questions like, well, why would someone want this electric scooter? Why would someone want that? And you go, well, maybe not.
And we're off. The countdown is on for Make48.
Don't miss out on any of the action. Subscribe to the Make48 YouTube channel and turn on notifications to catch every exciting episode. Be the first to know when new episodes drop.
MSOE has been cited as a hidden gem here in the city of Milwaukee.
It's so unique to just be able to step outside and you're right in the downtown and able to explore the city, but then also still have that college campus feel.
I think we were the first team that was just like, let's go see what the campus is about, where the problems are.
I feel like definitely we should probably just go out and like talk to these students and see if we find someone just out there, ask them what problems they see on campus and then go from there.
One of the things that did impress me, one of the teams actually saw our on-campus groundskeeper.
I asked if there's a way to shut it off once
There
it was
is.
already going.
There is. There's a control module for every system that I have here. As far as sustainability, I mean, it's just being seeping into the ground, going down into the groundwater, coming back up.
So after talking to a lot of people about what are some of the sustainable issues here, one of the biggest ones came up was the waste that happened at the end of the year when people are leaving the dorms.
Right.
So what we came up with was a system to collect it, and then a system where people could then get it for free.
Interesting and somewhat scary fact about artificial intelligence is that right now it's using up about 1% of the entire planet's energy resources. There's been some research done which shows that that number is growing every 100 days. It's doubling every 100 days.
And I think of a lot of our ideas to start were could you generate energy?
Yeah.
And I kind of said, hey, let's not try to make energy, let's try to save that energy.
So as a campus with a supercomputer called Rosie sitting in the middle of it, I think that it's something we should really be caring about.
We also saw rags for laundromats on the side when we went to the gym. And we also thought how it takes a lot of energy for those laundromats to run.
Like low-key, like if you were to do like a bike washing machine, how long would you have to be biking to actually wash your clothes right?
I mean,
Like
at least you're fit, you know?
The topic of scalable sustainability is especially interesting for the Milwaukee region.
Earth Day was created by one of the Wisconsin senators back in 1970, so that's something that's very close to us.
Milwaukee is here because of the water, with 24% of the world's freshwater supply just outside of our door here in the Great Lakes.
So maybe there's ways that we can use our water to be more sustainable too. There's just so many opportunities around campus.
We have like two main ideas. Our main one is rain catcher cleaning system.
The cleaning agents, right? So obviously they'll probably want to use 409, some sort of degreaser maybe. How could we then let them add the, chemicals into there?
Storage unit, like we got one side you keep the water and then one side you keep the chemicals to then when you disperse it.
Sure.
We were struggling coming up with ideas. Dario's not buying into this.
Honestly, I don't know how I feel about that. But is that a real consumer thing that people would buy into?
I think so.
I think
most
a lot
businesses,
of schools,
businesses
especially
even.
schools, would do that.
I really like science. I also really like philosophy.
I'd say I'm a really mellow guy. I'm all about family. I love music.
We go to school and we're dating.
Yeah.
I'm a Ukrainian immigrant, so when I first moved here, I would get made fun of for the food combinations I like. So I remember in 3rd grade, during lunch, I just sat down and I cried because I got made fun of for what I was eating. I just kind of learned to be proud of my heritage, and it's not shameful to be something different.
My mom, I really try and base my life off her. She's really sick. She has horrible nerve damage, so she can't really move very well. And she's in a rehab facility right now. She's a very kind person. She tries to take care of everybody she can, all of her family and all her friends. So I try to encapsulate that in my life in every aspect that I can. Serving and caring, that's thanks to my mother. Thank you, Mom, serving and caring.
When we talked to John about the patent search, he really supported this idea that it's the concept of a process and a system, that was innovative, not necessarily the box that we're creating.
The value you're providing to people in the business is not so much this super unique technology, it's basically creating what's called a multi-sided market, which is you're connecting two different groups of people that have stuff that's gonna go in the garbage and people that need stuff.
Wait, what did you call it? Multi-what?
Multi-sided market.
I like simple inventions. They're sometimes some of the best, and they're easy to wrap a mind around and to sell and create a lot of value for people.
We have like a can counter on a trash bin and like link it with an app to make it like a game.
This looks like it's kind of related to that first solution, right?
Well, since we just got out of our patent meeting and we found out that one of our front runner ideas was pretty much completely patented, I'll keep looking to try to see if we can kind of get around that, and we'll check the rest of our ideas to see how patented those are if you want to start kind of working to see what you can do.
So I think we have two ideas maybe to move forward with our focus group.
We were gonna do like a washing machine with the bike. So like you wash your clothes with the bike, but it got a little bit complicated.
I have a lot of questions, but that's always a good thing. So do you have an idea of where you would like these bike washer dryers to be located on campus?
We were thinking either down by like the laundry departments or in the athletic department.
But then you got wet clothes. What do you do with wet clothes? You're gonna then grab it and put it into a dryer. So if it's at the gymnasium, it's almost like a hassle. Otherwise, you're hauling your dirty clothes to the gym and then hauling wet clothes from the gym somewhere else.
Got a good game plan for the trophy, right?
What about size-wise, so I don't come with something that's...
I want it 72 inches wide.
What piece of this would drive home the sustainability portion of the challenge?
You guys have a foundry set up?
We have a whole foundry.
Oh, see, we can just do that. We could melt down some steel. As fun as that is, I don't think that's realistic for
I don't
this.
think we'd come back later. We would just be over there the whole time.
But I do think the fact that sustainability comes from the fact that all this stuff is we're finding is scrap pieces that we found around that we're using from other events. It's all piecing it together. Come on, bring it in. Bring it in.
Talking with Nick, and he gave us a lot of insight.
That really turned around the idea.
One of the things that I really care about with sustainability is that, and this is gonna sound funny, that the sustainability is sustainable, okay? You can always make a change, and that change can be good, but can that last in the long term?
If somebody, even one person, fails to properly recycle, then the university gets billed $50 for every time that happens, right?
So our idea pretty much handles that by being like a station where you can rinse out your bottles or cans and then deposit them into a kind of bin to try and keep it just plastic bottles and like soda cans.
Even just putting out a recycle bin and a trash bin, you get those mixed all the time. So part of our solution was making like specific shapes for specific serviceware so that it's obvious which thing goes in where.
Basically, a trash bin that crushes trash. What I'm saying is that if that little bridge right there is where the compactor is gonna be, how we gonna where's the slit gonna be for the stuff to go?
You talking about for the silverware? I'm thinking we just drop it though. What you trying to do? Yeah, just drop it. Me and Gabby, like in school, we don't even really talk that much.
That's crazy.
We don't talk that much.
We don't talk that much. But you know, now that we getting the one-on-one, and now we getting to actually know each other, and it's definitely a special moment, I believe. Being able to be a Black woman that has an interest in STEM, to be able to have an opportunity to excel and to show off that not only Black men but Black women have the skills to be able to, you know, do STEM and do trades and things like that. It's just something that you don't see every day, and it's something that I'm pretty sure not just me, but Frank and even the rest of my team is just something that we are taking advantage of so that we can be seen as an example of how African Americans can excel in these type of conditions in STEM and trades.
For sure. What it means for other kids, I feel like it gives them hope overall. You know, when they look up to me, when they look up to Gabby, they look up to the team, it makes my heart feel good. Like it makes me feel good that I'm being looked up to.
We started out with both the card reader and the vending machine. We had a lot more positive feedback on the vending machine because that seemed to be a bigger issue on this specific campus.
So we've been working on a sort of recycling concept where the person would throw their recyclable item into a trash bin based on the pricing of it, the weight, etc. You would get these points, and you can use those points to get free items such as gift cards or to buy coffee.
I like the reward system because why am I just throwing my can away for free when I could take it over here and start getting some points?
We were first having doubts about our idea. We thought like maybe it isn't like as innovative or as something that many people would want to use, but after talking to the focus group, I guess it really did help us like encourage ourselves to keep going with the idea.
Andrea as the person loves this idea, but Andrea, university owner, why would I want to put this kiosk on my campus when I would rather have students buy pencils from my university store?
I'm a very community-driven person, so I feel like a lot of this just like reinforces and bolsters the community around them.
I start and then you list and then DCL. I start and
Oh,
you do
I
that?
start.
Okay, you can start. Okay.
So we have an FTC team called the Bionic Bees, which we are both a part of.
Yeah.
And so we just have people from like a lot of POCs in there, people of color. We have queer members, we have female identifying personnel. They're all, again, different backgrounds, but like at the end of our like season, our robotic season, create a final like robot with them.
That group came to be because our experience in the STEM field, when we first joined our school's robotics team, we felt like because we were females and the rest of the members, which were predominantly males, they sort of like pushed us out and they didn't let us interact with the robot. And so we kind of felt like we were on the sidelines and we weren't doing anything. And so our solution was to create a team where we felt everybody could be included.
Day one is wrapping up and the teams are feeling confident about their ideas. Keep watching to see how it all unfolds.
We are here at Blifford's Hardware Store. Our team's got $200 to spend. They are running around like crazy. It's a shop till you drop marathon. Come along with us. Let's have some fun shopping here at Blifford's.
Okay, we need to find door handles,
Latches, hinges.
Like I said, maybe we could use that as the, these valves. And like, hey, look, you just turn it slightly, you have a lower concentrator, or fully open it.
We found it difficult to stay under budget because hinges and latches and polycarbonate for the windows, that all started to add up very quickly.
And these are more expensive.
Okay.
Okay.
There's the one. Did you know that all pipes don't connect? Who knew? We bought pipes that didn't connect.
We talked with Tyler, he gave us some great ideas.
And do you think we can just dry fit that?
I would try not to glue it because if we make a mistake, then we're like fighting it. Yeah.
Hello? Hello? Marco?
One of my favorite things to do whenever I'm stuck on a project is to go to a hardware store and just look around, see what sparks that little piece of inspiration.
Let's just take a look at the PVC pipe. All right.
If you guys are excited about it, I think we get it.
We need to go look at the lights.
Yeah, we do.
Initially, we had bought I think it was a 2x4 if I remember the measurements correctly. which had costed $198. So we tried to downsize the size of the wood.
If we wanted to go the 3D printing route, we could for some of these things. So what we ended up doing was substituting some of our parts for 3D printable alternatives.
What is this for? It does kind of look like a charging thing.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Accidents.
So I think we should just go get ringed up, see how much we have.
There was a rubber chicken that was on sale, and they made the financial decision to buy one. I was not totally in the favor of the idea.
We did go over budget by $15.
We did.
I think that we'll have about 180.
160.
I think 100.
The total for everything here comes to $77.41.
Oh, we still got a lot of money left.
Yeah.
169.56.
169.
Make48 is hustling and bustling here on day 2. Stay tuned to see the prototypes come to life.
Golden Girls 2.0. So
Hey.
you guys are back again for another Make48, right?
Absolutely. We really liked that experience,
Yeah.
and then having this opportunity to come back this year as 2.0,
Sure.
it's just really like nostalgic, and just we're happy to be here.
So talk to me more about like where are you at currently in the process? It sounds like you guys have developed your idea. We came back from the hardware run.
Right now, we've been working with John on creating like a design to pass over to the CNC. So we kind of just have our entire like box going on there.
We've also been working on a demo for the app that we're creating. We couldn't find a software to do it where it was free, so we ended up doing it on Slideshow.
Well, I appreciate you guys sharing with me. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
The black team has been working with SolidWorks, and so they were able to provide me with a DXF, which I can take pretty easily into my Aspire software and just create a tool path and run that on the machine.
We had to design our own parts, we had to 3D model and create our own knobs for opening the panels.
As far as the prototype, we're working on implementing the tubing.
We kind of built this wooden frame and made some partitions. That way we have our main tank and we have some other tanks that can go on the side. I'm personally working on something that kind of show how we get water pumping out. So I'm getting a little aquarium pump and hooking up a switch. That way when you press the button, it'll disperse some water.
So what we're doing right here, this is going to be part of the base for the trophy. We've got some nice Baltic birch plywood. We've laminated a couple 3-inch strips, 3-inch by 12-inch strips together. And we're letting the glue dry for a little bit, and then we're actually gonna make another ring of 2x4s that's gonna go around this, and that's gonna make the base of our trophy.
So we've got a bike, and we're just kind of assembling a stand for it right now, and we're just taking measure, or at least that's what me and Diego are doing. We're taking measurements. He just came back from measuring, so I'm just kind of sketching out what it would kind of look like.
I saw the bike roll through here earlier.
Yeah.
You're gonna ride the bicycle and make some power?
We were gonna make it a stationary bike.
The idea is that it's stationary, but
Okay,
you
well, you'll
know,
be
you
able
can
to
ride
pedal it
Yeah.
and generate the power. Really cool.
It's been a whirlwind here at Make48. Keep watching. Make48 is all about invention and innovation. Let's see how the spirit of innovation is moving the teams. Hey guys, what's up?
Henry has been trying to get companies interested in our ideas.
Right now we're going to the Discourse Coffee Shop. We're gonna talk to them about our prototype and see if they would be interested if this became a real world thing.
If we're breaking even and getting free advertising, that's what would make it work for us.
All right, thank you for your time.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, I'm here with the Charger Robotics team. You guys are working on your prototype, Box Appetit, is that right?
Yes.
Can you tell me more about that?
Right now, we are laying out our sheets of plywood to cut.
So you're doing some of the nesting to prepare for the
Right.
CNC cut?
Yes.
So you've done a pretty good job of, it sounds like, dividing and conquering on the scope here.
I've taken kind of the lead in the 3D modeling aspect because I have a lot of experience in that department.
Shanvi and Elise have been working on a lot of the pitch, the presentation, the sell sheets, you know, putting together those graphic contents.
I was outside spray painting and
We need to make sure and get you guys some masks for that. All right, get you guys some masks. Thank you guys. Be safe.
What's up, Novas? How you guys doing? It looks like you're pretty far along in the build process. Can you talk to me more about what you're working on?
Our plan is to make a rain catching and cleaning system for the college.
Yeah, so our design, we're kind of creating this cart here that can be towed behind like a golf cart or gator style ATV.
Okay.
So our idea is we have this main tank here, and we're gonna have a system where it'll tap into the storm drains that are already in the buildings of the campus.
Right.
And that water will drain into these tanks. And we're gonna have some auxiliary tanks here that can be used for various chemicals.
Yeah, it sounds like you could have iterations of these for specific things to whatever the area may need, like a gardening one or just a watering one or a cleaning one. That's really cool.
All right, well, thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, cookie creators, I can see you guys from super far with all the pins and the bedazzles. This man's got some awesome suspenders. So I see you got a lot of building here, and I see a lot of repurposing of materials that are already available. So talk to me more about your approach to taking like existing materials and incorporating into your prototype.
So we have a sync mechanism, but we were thinking about maybe should we 3D print it? But then we were like, hey, we can use these bowls that we found it in our stuff.
So we have a spot where you're able to wash, which is what Evie's holding, all of our plumbing system that we designed, and then a spot to dispose, which Sophie actually designed herself and then we 3D printed.
What material did you use here?
TPU, so it's nice and flexible, but it has enough like resistance that no one's like gonna stick their hand through it.
And how did you guys know to use TPU?
Through robotics, we've had a lot of
So
experience.
you knew right
with a lot
away
of
the material to
different
use,
materials.
without a question. That's incredible.
In my freshman year, I wanted to join a robotics team. I had been doing first Lego League throughout middle school, but unfortunately the team that I wanted to join was full. So I actually worked with Ava and the rest of our team members at that time. We started a school team. From that, we actually were able to partner with MSOE. We were able to create a nonprofit and inspire more kids from underrepresented and underserved communities through STEMs. This robotics team that we started 4 years ago now is now 4 robotics teams that all practice out of the MSOE STEM Center and are competing in the VEX robotics competition. So it's pretty cool.
Love what you see? Contact us today to do Make48 in your classroom.
We kind of came up with the plan for the trophy. They wanted something that when you see it, you think of Milwaukee. So I kind of mentioned the art museum that we have here in Milwaukee. It's kind of a unique structure. So I thought it would be kind of a cool idea.
Once you're wrapping up with this, we're gonna be able to bring this back and essentially mount this right to the base.
Right now, we're in the building stage.
This is step 1. Step 2 is getting this centered.
Yeah.
Here, right?
We have been laying out our frame on the floor and making sure the pieces fit together.
Essentially what you should be able to do is almost just line these up.
Put a dot in the right.
Put a dot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I think my students are starting to realize the importance of measuring twice and cutting once.
The next step is trying to put it all together and paint it, add more details to it.
Okay, and then do we want to see if the bike?
Yeah, let's try the bike.
Okay.
Did a lot of building on the bicycle itself and sort of developing the stand, kind of getting the rear wheel off the ground.
Oh my god, sorry. I'm like trying to get like the.
So we'll definitely need the screws, and we'll definitely need to mount the front wheel. But
Right.
that's great, right?
To start with the prototype, we're just doing a box that's going to accept plates, bowls, and cups. And then we'll have something that just mechanically, kind of like a butter churner or something, just kind of push down those different pieces of serviceware.
We have the mechanism coming through. Then we're connecting, so the circle, it would be a pipe. So say like this is a pipe coming through. That will be dropping down about a foot. Because we can open the doors, we'll manually grab the cups out and show like, okay, this is how much space we're maximizing with trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Here on the final day of Make48, tensions are high. Let's see the finishing results unfold.
This is a mock-up of an LED screen that we would have in the final product, so I'm just trying to get these pieces glued on.
I think the rough estimate was like 4,500 or something.
44
like that.
4,500 roughly for one unit now. Obviously, we might be able to get it down a little bit if we mass produce them, right? We can get a bulk discount on, we're using tubing, using those valves and things like that.
Okay.
With this, the things you put here, you can just slide this out like you said.
Sure, for now. So more bad news, guys.
Oh, yeah. Now it's busted.
Oh, so now we need
It
a
would
new
still
one.
work. We just tack it on both sides. It'll still work.
There's about 2 hours left of the competition, and I'm working on the video that goes along with our presentations.
Dave.
Yes.
Important stuff. Premiere Pro is not liking the videos you uploaded.
Because
The codec and how it's uploaded. I am not sure why.
Well, right now we're kind of recording our introduction video. Diego's acting out a very tired person biking right now. I think we're pretty much done. I don't know.
Is it possible to feel both stressed and calm at the same time?
Oh, all right, everybody. Greetings and welcome. Okay, let's welcome up our judges.
As a judge, I think that I bring a unique perspective because I'm also a client, being an employee of Milwaukee School of Engineering, and then I'm also an engineer in the built environment.
Christy Larson from the DeBruce Foundation.
At the DeBruce Foundation, we are all about expanding career pathways, preparing for the future of work. So we're really excited about what the students are going to come up with, focused on sustainability.
And Natalie Villegas.
My expertise in and experiential learning is really understanding project-based learning and how these students take this project or concept from inception and go through the whole engineering process to understand that they're stakeholders and also understand community impacts, and then to get a final product.
Let's welcome up the COA crew. Come on down.
Good afternoon. We are a COA crew.
We are presenting a modular standardized system to reduce waste in regards to commercial food services.
We then take the further step of compacting the fiber material into a solid cylinder. It reduces the space that is taken up in the trash dumpsters, thus saving the organization costs.
Let's show you how it works. Discard the disengaged compostable vessel into the customized waste receptacle. Once the cups are stacked on a certain level, the compactor will be initiated. The compactor will squeeze the serviceware down into a compact cylinder. When the final product is removed, it will be solid, compressed cylinder that will be disposed of more efficiently than traditional waste. Alternatively, the final product could be reused in the organization's composting efforts.
I'm really curious what kind of market research you did. How did you come up to decide to solve this problem in particular?
The problem kind of presented itself at lunch the first day because we were seeing that there was a trash bag was probably 80% air. So we were looking at that bag taking up this much space in your dumpster versus this even more compacted. You're using 95% of that dumpster instead of 50% of that dumpster and paying for the same removal.
We are cookie creators. The bag on my left cost the university $50, while the bag on my right will earn them $5.
The device in the middle will transform that bag
into that bag.
So we developed Eco Rinse.
Our system uses water and a contained recycling unit to prevent contamination. The rinsing mechanism quickly washes bottles and cans to industry standards, and the attached bin has a slot that only bottles and cans can easily fit in. It can easily be connected to dedicated water lines and installed next to other sustainable devices like reusable water refill stations. Where else could you see Eco Rinse? At the big game? At the night market? At the day market? At the farmer's market? At the state fair? And even at a pool party.
What? I know!
At events or temporary locations, the internal 4-gallon tank will be able to wash and then hold 256 bottles. And at current rates, universities could earn $2 for every 1,000 bottles or $10 for every 1,000 cans recycled.
Waste less.
Live more. Recycle right.
Eco Rinse.
Welcome down Waukesha West.
We created Inventors. We redefine efficiency by redirecting your air.
And that air is going to come from HVAC systems. So right here would be the HVAC system with a custom filter we create. So let's go ahead and turn this on. You want to fire it up. The HVAC system with a filter would supply clean air through ventilation, and through here it would flow through, and then it would come through these exhaust pipes. And you can see out the front they have little covers. This thing right here is just to like angle it so it goes onto our next part, which would be a sidewalk. So any debris that would be on a sidewalk would get blown away. It could help like melt snow in the winters. In Wisconsin, we get a lot of cold winters. In the summertime, it could even cool down the sidewalks.
A regular single-paned window loses about 4,000 kilowatts of energy per year. Our design reduces that waste by 75% down to 1,000 kilowatts per year.
Most buildings use two-pane glass that has argon or xenon in it to insulate. But instead of that, we'd use the moving air. And with moving air, humidity can't stay and condensation can't build. And we'd have a hydrophobic layer on the inside.
Would you start with new builds on campus and not replacing old?
Replacing old windows could definitely be a future project. The first version of it, I guess, would definitely be more oriented towards new buildings.
Got it. Thank you.
Let's welcome down Cristo Ray Trailblazers.
Together, we worked on a project that combines exercise and energy education.
Energy consumption plays a big part in our daily lives, especially when it comes to powering our devices. That's why we wanted to create a product that focuses on educating students about their energy consumption in a fun and interactive way.
Our solution combines exercise with education, letting students see firsthand how much energy it takes to charge your devices while they work out.
You'd start on by getting on your stationary bike. You would place your phone in its corresponding area and connect it to its corresponding adapter. The bike uses a component called the dynamo, which would essentially be the thing that connects your energy to your phone. You then pedal, and a digital screen displays, all your little facts, like how much battery you've accumulated so far, the calories you burn, the miles per hour you've gone, your watts generated. Come on, guys.
Isn't that so cool? Together, we can create a healthier, more energy-conscious community, one pedal at a time. Thank you.
Let's welcome down the Novas.
Today we will be telling you about our rain harvesting system. So the problem with that is water usage on campus was a big problem So we wanted to try and find ways to minimize that issue by making sustainable alternatives.
We could add multiple of these auxiliary tanks. We have 3 of you right here, and they have different chemicals for different things. One could have like degreaser, one could have a window cleaner.
It lets you control how much concentrate you actually want in the system, and allows you to have 2 different main tanks if you just want main tanks to go out in water.
In your final product, what would the materials be?
Our materials would be a large cart with a large rain collecting bin or any type of tank, large tank. It will have a pressure washer or any type of hose because it could be used to water the grass, clean the concrete, and clean the glass.
The lion's rising.
We've spent the last 48 hours designing EARS, the Environmental Action Recycling Station.
EARS incentivizes recycling with gamification, competition, and free rewards. We receive free products from local small businesses that partner with us in return for advertising space on the sides and screens of our recycling stations.
Unlike existing products on the market, EARS uses an intelligent sorting method powered by neural networks and computer vision that automatically sorts waste input into one of 4 receptacles.
Users can earn points by depositing recyclable items in stations across campus. Users can also lose points by depositing unsuitable waste items, like those with food residue still on them.
In order to register users' points with their accounts, they will scan a QR code from an app on their phones after depositing their waste items.
They are given the option to redeem their points for rewards, which are dispensed from the drawer.
This will be a screen in the final version that will tell you what you can and cannot recycle and show advertisements.
The Golden Girls 2.0. Or this is the Scholarly Seconds. Small things make a big impact. Scholarly Seconds is a trade kiosk system that allows people to give and take reusable items such as school supplies and any dorm necessities instead of adding to the waste in landfills.
Inside the drawer space, we hope to include UVC light, which essentially will sanitize the items inside. Alongside this, we wanted to create an app that will work in unison with the kiosk. This app will provide further information about the kiosk. For example, if a drawer is empty, a sensor will send a notification to students asking them for any donation. The app will also connect students looking to donate items too big to fit in this kiosk, such as furniture, by allowing them to post the item and allow students searching to contact them. In addition, we will use a reward system with points that will be accumulated over the year and can be redeemed for gift cards.
Let's welcome down the Charger Robotics.
We're Charger Robotics and we're charged up. Every year, college campuses produce an average of 20 to 22 million tons of food waste.
Our mission is to reduce food waste on college campuses. Our solution, Box Appetit, allows you to eat well, waste less, and pay less.
Box Appetit is a sustainable vending machine that offers delicious, unsold food from the dining hall at a discount price. You may have health concerns, but don't worry.
To ensure the safety of our customers, we're displaying colored lights that represent different dietary restrictions. For example, the blue light means a vegetarian meal.
For convenience, the employee scans QR codes for each meal, which allows students to remotely check what's available and where. When a student wants to buy a meal, they select the number of meals and which option they would like, which can be previewed on the app, which shows the availability of different meals.
On college campuses, this would be useful for students without meal plans, commuting students, students who want a convenient way to get something to eat after hours, and a lower income population.
Box Appetit is helping save food and has 24/7 meal availability. Enjoy your meal and
Box Appetit!
How often are you going to be switching out this food? Because if it is cooked, right, and then it's coming to this vending machine, how often would you switch it out?
So every time a lunch or dinner mealtime ends, so at the end of the lunchtime, the food that would be placed in there in the dinner from the time before would be replaced. So it's only out there for a couple of hours.
Oh my gosh, we're done. You guys did so well. Judges are going to head out first and start the task of deciding the winners.
The students really have embraced the Agile Work Profiler and their agilities. So there's a lot of teams that are very diverse in the makeup of their top agilities, and there are some that really focus a lot. They're all inspecting as their top. So it's going to be really fun to see how they grow and develop.
Okay, Christy, who are your top two?
The Novus team. They were so positive. They worked together really well, really got their team dynamics. And I loved the COA crew. They were just really upbeat. They knew how to lean on each other.
What I like to see is a really thought out prototype, but also beyond that is to understand the students' take on it and really get their understanding of what their thought process was behind making the prototype and how it can be used.
What are your top two products?
So our top two is Box Petite and then this Eco Rinse right here.
So I'm looking for a product that truly creates value, that has an innovative design that took into consideration the needs of the various stakeholders in this competition.
So top three are Box Appetit, Eco Rinse, and Scholarly Seconds.
I don't envy you, and good luck. Look forward to it.
Thank you.
Are you guys ready? Moving on to nationals, winner of the $2,000 and the custom-made trophy are the Golden Girls 2.0!
It's a full circle moment. Like last time we got Kids Choice Award, and it's just like, it's so fulfilling, like leaving here with this like first place. It's amazing.
That's it for another iteration of Make48. Thank you to all of our sponsors, tool techs, mentors, and teams for participating. See you next time.